Tuwalang maholo. Goeiemiddag julle. Okay. All right, let's go. Libisha Lakake Tebiso Ramotela. I played Presley Chweneyagae's son on the river. Yeah, I did. Man, I miss him so much. I remember the first time I got the call. It was so hard for the person to tell me, like, yo, bro, like, what the press? I'm like, what's up? It's like, what do you mean? Who the guy? It's like, bro, he's dead. And I feel like it's so unfair. It hurts so much. Because as much as not my father, he's my dad, man. That man raised me. That man raised me. He took care of me. When things got hard on sets, on Youngins or Blood Legacy, he would call me, make sure that I'm okay. He'd be like, boy, I know I don't express myself a lot, but I got you. I got you, and I want you to know that I'm going to be here, right here, with you 24/7. For those that have experienced the press on set, I got to fanga nas I child. I got not a fangy nice na. Nas. You know, I was here with Sis Matepo. And just like see her in the eyes for the first time after such a long time, it's like, man, God, you could have just given us at least 2 more seasons with him, 3 more. This is what I have to say, Papa. A leader has fallen. We all gathered here to celebrate the life of the leader during these difficult times. I've worked with Papa for 4 to 5 years, from the age of 16. To tell the truth, the thought of me not being able to see him ever again, or appear on my TV screens, or even call me, or even bump into him at random places, my heart sinks. Death is so cruel. Sad thing about death is, it is so unpredictable. He was full of life. Every time I see your name on scripts, I used to laugh because I knew it was going to be a good day. As much as a lead has fallen, a legend was born. One that brought an Oscar award to South Africa. One that gave me a reason to continue acting. The reason why I'm so hard on myself is because of that man, because all I wanted was his approval at my work. And to hear from other people right after you did that you admired me, you loved me, you watched me, you scrutinized every move I made. Presley, I miss you so much. I love you so much, Papa. Until we see each other again. Thank you guys so much as well for supporting all of us.
Dumelang Bagolo, greetings to my colleagues, family, friends, other friends, Mapitori, South Africa, Dumela. Everyone is gathered here today. Skimsa kasfelezi, but someone's missing. I will begin with a scripture on 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. The title of the chapter is Treasures in Jars of Clay. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. We are afflicted in every way, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven in despair, persecuted but not forsaken, struck down but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus Christ, so that the life of Jesus may be manifested in our bodies. I'm still not okay. I still don't understand. Why are we here? Why this occasion? Why this day? Why so young? I am touched and heartbroken. My name is Masapo Sekhubi, and I have had the privilege of being chosen to be part of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create a body of art that had me working hand in hand with Africa's greatest talent, Presley Chweneyagae being one of them. And I had no idea what the universe had in mind when I was selected to be part of a cast and a phenomenal crew, the show called The River. A first of its kind, well-seasoned and exceptionally executed, well ahead of its time as well. When production began in 2017, 2018, I had done some work as a kid, but none compared to the greatness that was the show. And in hindsight, it was the universe's way of preparing me to begin to step into my own greatness that I didn't know existed inside of me. And the timing of it all is the evidence we see today. Everything and everyone worked together for good. I had previously done some work, and at that point, little did I know that the short times that we had spent on the show, they would give me memories that would last a lifetime, an imprint never to be forgotten. The kind of work that we do as artists requires an intricate dedication all the way through as an actor, a player, or crew, or anything else in between. And in order for the script and the pages to come alive, without applying your soul, it's not going to happen. To execute a great story that stays winning hearts of many, night in and night out, the amount of thought and heart pouring into any project is commendable. How our brains work as artists and bringing light to a show that doesn't exist into existence is beyond the world's wonder, but our brains as thespians are capable to transport that into a believable story that touches hearts. The man who has brought us here today had immense abilities to live in his head and make any story happen. Without saying too many words, he was a gentle giant, a gem, and a very gifted human being walking amongst us. He was a true gentleman and a leader. He was a starseed, and he knew exactly how to navigate anything. Whatever he touched, it turned into gold. The first few weeks of working together was nothing out of the ordinary, but there was something beyond what normal colleagues or professionals would experience. There was something that kept us bound and later turned into family. The craftsmanship was impeccable from Presley. We all felt obligated to pour and to minister deeply with our characters, whether through laughter, through emotion, or even just pure rage. That's what thrilled the audience, and a collective success the show was, which resulted in a very big cultural reset, as we all know. I think the casting directors, channel, or whoever was there really selected a crazy bunch of people in a room and just said, go ahead, make the room explode. Presley Charisma made the days really short or super long. He was capable of anything. If I were to talk in detail about the man that we are bidding farewell to, I think would sit here for 3 days straight, or he would come here and keep us here for 3 days straight to talk about himself. He was a mad scientist. He was highly gifted, very talented, sometimes underutilized. He was a phenomenon. He was dedicated to his work, staying true to his roots. He was proud of himself, being proud of coming from the Northwest. He was never camera shy and willing to push himself. I think he was fueled by a force that only he had met, something that we had not seen. I spent many long days and nights with him. We shared meals together. And one thing about him, joy came in the morning. He would wake up in the morning and choose to be happy, choose to be joyous, choose to love his work. It was hard to hide his joy, sometimes in serious situations. He had a good heart and made it easier to get the job done. without dictating anything or anyone, I can proudly say that Presley made me feel seen. Presley qualified a lot of my dimensions that I would probably hide, but he made me feel seen. He valued the crazy side of me, he valued my craft, and I would often say that he stirred the gift inside of me, because he was a great man like that, very humble, always willing to collaborate. Without saying a lot, he would just say to me, stand next to me, Ngwana Kohai. You will know what to do. Just stand next to me. I can truly attest and say that God was in that room, God was in that studio, God was in that script. Everything worked together for good. Our mother came, Osmushidi. She made things worse because she was just as crazy. Our other cast members, the Refilwe gang, they made things worse, just as crazy. Noktula, the on-screen wife, just as crazy. And it was a time to be alive, and it was a time that could never be repeated again. The universe had predestined every moment for greatness, and with that, I want to extend my gratitude towards our wonderful EPs, Patu and Gwed, and the rest of the leadership, Percy, Candace, ladies in production, our directors. I want to say thank you for your leadership, for believing in us. Thank you for allowing us and giving us liberty to do what we do best. And I think whatever happened on the river, it might not happen again. The magic that was there, it might not happen again. It was divine and it served its purpose. And I want to say that Presley, thank you for your magic. He knew his people, he was selfless in nature, he served wholeheartedly, he knew his tribe, and I think destiny found him and he was obedient. He made me very upset, but I could not be mad at him for long. I truly, truly am blessed to have been welcomed by him as a sister. I am blessed to have worked with him. And I want to say to Shalane and the kids and the mother, thank you, my sister. I'm proud of you. You loved him. Thank you to Mama for sharing us with him. And to the kids, I want to say, please enter the Lord's rest. When you go at night, say, Lord, I enter your rest. When you wake up in the morning, say, I enter your rest. And I want to say good night to Presley. It feels like someone's going to call cut and it's a dream, but it's not. So good night to my brother. Until we meet again.
Sure. Dumela. Ke nna Chuck Shisana wa Sekgobela. I can't prepare any speech, not because I didn't want to, but because I just couldn't. I'm going to be very brief. And I won't say much about the life we shared, Le Press, because I'll take forever. Mara ke batla ho starta ka gore ko go mme Chweneyagae. Mama, askis. Ka itse a gona mantswe a ka irang gore o utlwe any other way. But askis. To Shalane and the boys, ngai. To Gailey, Skido, Hao, askis. And to the fans, friends, and the industry at large, we lost a giant, an artistic genius. But the show must go on. And to Tobeta, magnifique, lady. Le rice, wali easy. Unkawatile lady, unkawatile blind.
past 8 days were the longest. Corey, nothing was working. Corey, no, none of this is making sense to me. You are more than a colleague or a friend. To me, you are like a brother. Mfanaka. But hey, kuthathu ya modimo. Chance rona ya mogela ka mkhoeleng ka teng. So kere, rest in peace, Mfanaka. Till we meet again. Second half.
Dumelang. Ka lebitso ke Motsape Kgawane. Tsekele part ya silent voice ko tsentse ba ntse ba shiana mo ntse ba re. No, it's true. We are three. Ke re ba family le metswalle ne ke re ho motsehang. Ha tsamaya ona le rena ke thato ya modimo ya hore yena a mmie go yena a tshwanetseng hore a nne go teng le gore ne se nako mara go ne se nako a ke tlo bua thata ka hore pelo ya ka e botlhoko and I kitso nka tswela pele ke reng because ke utlwa botlhoko thata le deep robala ka khotso.
I've already spoken to Memorial wa ko Mafikeng, so I ke batla go e latswa bobe. But I'll say two things as part of the things that I omitted from saying because of the time constraints ko Mafikeng. First, Tobetsa na khona go connecta le anyone, whether you're a corporate figure, you're a diplomat, you're a president, whatever, to the layman on the street. That's what I remember with. I remember there was a point. So there was a time of flighting, I can't remember where we were coming from, because he had felt he wanted to talk and just, I was like, dude, I need to sleep, bro. And then there was a man sitting there, an old man, he went there and I was like, oh no. This guy is just trying to enjoy whatever he's reading, and he's probably in his 70s, he wants peace. And he went there, and I thought, it's not going to end well. So I remember him saying, he told him he was an architect or something, and then he said to him, so what do you do to calm yourself down? And that guy just took the book, a folder, and just listened to Tobits. That just shows how, the energy resonate. And then the second thing is that the last few weeks before Atlahotsamaya, it was just, we used to have a lot of courageous conversations about late man. Can't always the weekend, just and just, I think we've had our fun, it's a responsibility. So all I can say is that Tobetsa, boy, sleep in massive peace.
Dumelang. Ke a le dumedisa lotlhe mo leineng le le matla la ntate. Amen. Ka nna ke nna Zenzo Nqobe. Ha ke tlo go bua dilo tse dintsi because I was not scheduled to speak here. I'd rather speak ka mo ne ke scheduletswe teng because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to reflect on. I don't even know what to say right now. But what I can say to the family, Charlene, don't worry. We had a chat and you wondered and you had said to me, Zenzo, don't ever forget there's kids. And I said to you, Charlene, don't worry, I am here. Mama Chweneyagae, I ke so go bone ever since I got the call. Ke go bone from a distance. Ke na le wena mme wa ka. Le dithupa tsa ka tse di mo metsing. Ke tla itlisa o tlo go mpetsa ka. I just want to say to press, meet. And there we may rehearse most obscenely and most courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
This young man here, his name is Kevin Hood. You can tell he's quite a youngster. He's the man that discovered the leading man. In case many of you do not know, Mosha was a born leading guy, right? Play that got him discovered when we were performing Hamlet right here at the moment was the one that then connected him to Munin, and then from there, Kevin, you took over.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good morning. What an amazing celebration of an amazing man. When the late Moon Yin Lee, who many of you will know, our casting director on Tsotsi, first suggested that I audition Presley, I confess I had never heard of him. I didn't know him. But Moon Yin had seen him, I believe, in this theater, and she could not take her eyes off him. And she said to me, "You must see this young man." We were auditioning for Tsotsi. He was only, I think, 19, and he had never been in a film before. But she said what she saw and what I and so many other people came to see as we worked with him was that he possessed that very rare quality that defines really great acting. And what is that quality? It is an ego-free instinct for raw emotional honesty. Ego-free honesty. Presley intuitively understood how to move through a scene, moment by moment, by watching and listening with his entire being, not just his ears, but his body was listening not only to his fellow actors, like the wonderful Kenneth, but to his own inner vibration. Sanford Meisner once said that acting is behaving truthfully in imaginary circumstances. And that was Presley. He didn't show emotion. He allowed it to exist honestly, vulnerably, in front of us. He didn't act. He listened, and he allowed the story of the character he was telling to just be seen through him. In a world where so much is fake, manufactured, overproduced, narcissistic, Presley's raw talent was real and humble and truthful. That's what made his performance in Tsotsi so unforgettable. He knew that acting isn't about being in the spotlight. It's not about being famous. It is about being truthful in a space that a cast and crew create together, a space of mutual support. Presley didn't perform for the camera. Rather, he just allowed us to witness what he was genuinely grappling with, struggling to find the soul of this young man that he was bringing to life. And in doing that, he gave Tsotsi a soul. He gave Tsotsi his soul. And so I want to reiterate something. Sorry. I want to that the Oscar that I was privileged to collect on behalf of Tsotsi was not awarded to me as the director. It was awarded to our film, to a collective effort, to everyone who involved themselves to that story. And no one gave themselves more than Presley. He carried the heart of the film without ever trying to steal one frame. He elevated all of us around him. And witnessing him reveal the humanity of Tsotsi, day by day, brought us all closer together. And we did our best work. I've got not much more to say. From this space of a shared ego-free creation, something that moved people all over the world emerged. Presley was seen, our film was seen by millions of people for its simple truth. Now, as South Africans, we know the dangers of division. We know the dangers of greed, of self-enrichment at the expense of others. Presley's work on Tsotsi reminds us of the power of unity, of empathy, of storytelling as a bridge. We are stronger, we are kinder, we are more creative, and we are more successful when we open our hearts to one another and we work side by side. Presley embodied that spirit. He brought dignity, decency, and humanity to a role that asked him to walk into darkness and to find light. He showed the world not only what South African cinema could be, but what we South Africans can do when we collaborate. Rest in peace, Brez. Thank you, Mfowethu. You will be greatly missed. And to the family, my heart to you. He was a lovely man. Thank you very much.
I think this is a moment Elong Hore Tobetsa was here. I mean, this is like he was a theater practitioner. I think it's just important just to note that, you know, that this man also used to fill up stages, and today, as he's taking his last bow on the stage, it's also another full house. So it's a great reflection of how many lives this man touched with his talent, and it was just not even just on screen. Because Tobetsa was just fun to be around, you know. He loved everybody, and everyone who's here, I'm sure, has a story about my time with Tobetsa, because he gave himself so much, you know, to all of us. And
Fani no chona Amutuma heni niva Ena wayo shone tarashishi Awe baba we Fusek la pat Don't take it personally, umdlalo wethu the way sijwayele ukudlala ngakhona. My name is Israel Matseke Zulu, aka GP Ma Orange, the Keto Professor. Yeah, straight to the point. You are all welcome. I acknowledge everyone who's here. Political members, colleagues, superstars. I know all the superstars, they wish this was my funeral, was supposed to be my funeral. I want to be buried like this. You see? Yeah, but let me challenge the nation. We need to organize this kind of festivals to honor people whom we believed they've done very well in this world. We don't have to wait for somebody to departure. Yeah, I wish you can organize a festival for me like this one before I depart. Every weekend.
And for Stumo as well, and the others. Yeah, but rest in peace, Chweneyagae. Condolences to the family, the kids, the wife, and everybody. In closure on my side, we met during the casting of Tsotsi. That's when I met Monin Lee. And then I was also auditioned, but I didn't get the main character. Then I was supplying the talent. All the kids in the pipe are my kids. I've been running a school of acting in Alexandra. So Monin asked me a question and said, how do you know when there's a big film in the country? Because I'm the #1 here. Then I said, I believe in fate. Everything I was born for will come to me. Then she said, I'm going to tell the director to put you on the film now. It was also my first film. After the film, I hunted for Presley to become my friend. He was also wearing that jacket from the set. Then I've introduced him to other platforms, and then we work together. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Sanibonani. Ninjani lapha? Ngithanda nje ukubingelela umndeni, uqala ngomndeni. Cha sikhala nani? Aninodwa. My first film with Presley was in Number. I was just thinking, all this time, Joguti, the first time I met him, I met someone that I admired from watching Litoti, from seeing him on the stage. And to work with him is is a masterclass of its own. When you work with somebody you admire, it's something else, because a part of you wants to prove to them that you are capable and you are worthy of being in their space. And with Presley, there was none of that. We clicked immediately just by sitting down. I remember even when we were discussing the script, building in Namba, how he saw the idea of the police force, because it was about that. We wanted to show that, yes, there is corruption in this country. We know that. But there are good cops. And we wanted to show that we as artists are accountable, so are they. So we wanted to tell a really good story about two good cops, which was something that we'd never see. And Presley, how he thought about shoes made me really think about why I am doing what I'm doing. He has a way of making you understand the moments in each frame, and it's a gift, that. And for him to able to explain each frame is another, it's a godly gift, and it's a skill that one develops in time. But he was young, he's actually younger than me, but I always called him Mechutman, because he paved the way for me. And coming here today, I wasn't just thinking about Presley, but I was thinking about his son. I was thinking about what it is to lose a father and not to have a father at home, which is something now that most of us grew up with. I'm fortunate I don't have that. My father's still alive, so I have talked to him about this moment. And one thing I want to say to you, young man, yes, you lost a father, now you have to take up his shoes. Don't be bitter. Don't be angry. Don't be sad. But feel those emotions. It's on you now. You have to carry this family. Help your mother. Help her. She needs you now. But bakona, omalumbako bakona la. They're here. They're here for you. I lost a friend here. I know, sometimes we work with a lot of artists and you think to yourself, yo, and Presley gave us hell. You know, AJ, he gave us hell, but he always showed up. And I want you to show up. You're going to hear a lot of things about your father, of course, you're going to hear this and that, but he was a man. He was a man, and he was a good man. I want you to hold that. He was a good man. He paved the way for us and many other artists. And I know a lot of people are going to miss Iko Breezy. And I urge the production company not to give up on it. Keep playing it. Make another season. Make another season. For him. Sting him Sibbins. Aik him Sibbins. Sting him Sibbins. And those actors on that show are giving it everything. They're giving it everything. Yeah, vele akaseko, but let's do it for him. And yeah, hopefully, inamba so ibuyis. Nah, such a deal. Sure. So Shilu is. So to the family, I pray for you every day. I keep you in my prayers. Please keep God in there. Young man, it's on you now. Hold strong. Know that your father was loved. He was loved in this industry. He gave everything. And I am proud. The fact that I can stand here and just talk like this about somebody, I am proud that I was able to tell him that I love him, that I love working with him. I got excited every day just to be in the stage, just to be in his presence and to work the script. I was always proud. But yeah, why sloop? That's for sure. Why sloop? But it was always amazing to work with him. And to the family, thank you for giving us the time with him. It's not easy, Mama, it's not easy, I know. And you gave up a lot. But you had to take it for us. He was great. He's still great. But thank you. Thank you for holding it. Carry on holding it for us. Thank you so much.
Dumalang, the guy, the thing, get you medicine lapa, you know, mama, Usadi bana, cousins, everybody, askisi, I met Presley when that young man who's now gray and I'm gray did the movie called Tsotsi. And you know, everybody goes on about Tsotsi. It was his first movie. It was also my first movie, believe it or not. Eh? Believe it or not, it was also my very first movie. I was doing a lot of television and all that. But I was never going to allow you to look at me and think this one. Because I got ego. You know what you're talking about? That's one man who never had ego. That boy liked to play. That boy believed in what he was doing. So when I met him as a young man, I met Harry, I met Zenzo, I met Mutusi, and I was playing with these young human beings who just loved what they were doing. And then he carried the whole story. And with your help, I must say, he carried the whole story. I cannot imagine as a 19-year-old having to sit or act in one scene with Prachere Mufukeng 9-9 like that. Or Nambita Mpumulwana, or Rapulana Sipimo, or Ian Roberts, or GP. You know, he was young and he trusted himself, he trusted his instincts. I think there was a big uproar in Soweto at some point when Tsotsi came out and they're like, yeah, Tsotsis don't sound like that. I can imagine about Tsotsi from Soweto must sound like Zola 7. I tell you about Tsotsi behind, Bamahike. That was authentic. That's how people loved him, and that's why people fell in love with that character. That's why people really connected to the character, because he was that guy, very authentic, right? As long as you put uNkulunkulu uJesu bazali, sizoba grand. Sizovuka vyemi. Opra Don uvaile savuka. Opra Patrick Clove uvaile savuka. Patrick Shai uvaile savuka. Mam Konichi uvaile savuka. Baningi abazovaya. Sizoba grand as long as sibeka uNkulunkulu phambili. Right? As long as sibeka uNkulunkulu phambili, we'll all be okay. All the artists that have worked with Presley, because I promise you right now, a lot of people are jealous that they've worked with that man. Because it's such an easy thing to work with. And talking about that, I can see Harriet and JP there. Do you know that Donovan Marsh, who directed Number, wanted me to play that role, please? Who convinced him otherwise? Who did? Because I was supposed to play that role. If it was you, Harriet, yeah, you never liked me. But it did a marvelous job. It did an amazing job. And thank you, Stuma, thank you, Israel. You guys were there all the way. Siyabonga, condolences, all. Please, shout out one more time to Presley Chweneyagae and Munin Lee. A big round of applause. Thank you.